Hey, it's Nicole Hetty from Papertrey Ink, and I was going to show you a little bit about using the new Beautiful Blooms 2 stamp set and coordinating dies. I've got a few tips and tricks to share with you today. First, I wanted to show you that the dies and stamps are not perfectly symmetrical, just to give them a little bit of character. And one of the things I found handy was to actually figure out one point of the stamp and how that coordinates with one point on the die. And how I did that is I put the stamp side down on the back side of the die, and I just made sure that all of the points lined up. And as you can see, I just took a little black Sharpie on the back of the stamp and the back of the die, and then it will be easy to line them up in the future. I thought I would go ahead and show you guys how to use our dies for just regular die cutting procedures. First, I wanted to start out with one of the most popular machines, the Cuttlebug. You want to put the A plate followed by the C plate. And I'm using 2 dies for my project today from Beautiful Blooms. And I'm going to go ahead and place those die side up on the C plate. Then I'm going to put my cardstock followed by the B plate. And my B plate is pretty worn out. I probably need to get a new one, but it does the job. I'm going to go ahead and roll this through the machine. You might hear a little creaking and cracking, but that's okay. And then when I remove this, I have 2 perfectly die cut flowers. Now I'm going to just show you how to use the dies with the Big Shot. It's really easy as well. This is the second most popular machine, so I thought it'd be worth just showing you how to do this visually. You're going to go ahead and put the multi-purpose platform in, and you want both tabs down. Then you're going to put a cutting mat. You're going to put the dies you're using die side up, followed by your cardstock, and then a second cutting mat. And then you're just going to run that through the Big Shot. Again, you might hear a little bit of cracking, but that's okay. And then once you remove this, you've got 2 perfectly die cut flowers, as you can see. After you've die cut your flowers, you actually want to try and leave the cardstock in place in the die so that you could utilize the reference point that we made earlier. I'm just going to go ahead and slide this out, and if it doesn't come out right away, you can just use a little glue dot on the end of a pen to just take it out right like that. Now, remembering my reference point here, right there is the spot. I'm going to flip this over, and now I know that that point is up at the top. I've got my stamp where I've marked my stamp as well with the corresponding reference point. And I'm going to ink this up with the new Hawaiian Shores ink. Don't you just love that name? Ink this up here. Several light taps, and then I'm going to line up the reference point at the top of the die and go straight down, just like so. Lift it up, it may stick a little bit, and there's my stamped die cut. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for this flower, the second flower. It's going to be inked up with Raspberry Fizz ink. Make sure that my reference point is up at the top. And there's that. The next thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of glitter to this flower that I've stamped and die cut. What I like to do is to use a 2-way glue pen, and I'm just going to add just a little dab of the adhesive to each of these pink petals. It only takes a couple seconds, and you don't have to be really neat about it. It's just to add a little bit of sparkle to each of the petals. work your way around here. After I've got the adhesive applied, I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle the glitter on like this. Knock off the excess here. And there's my glittered flower. Okay, now I'm going to just start on some basic card assembly stuff. I've got a sentiment here from Cupcake Collection, and I'm inking it up with the beautiful Hawaiian Shores ink. Using the grid line block, I'm just going to stamp this right in the middle of this white strip of paper, 3/4 of an inch wide. Just like so. And I have a white card base here that has a piece of raspberry fizz cardstock on it that I used one of our new impression plates on it. It's called Picnic Plaid. I just adhered that right to my card base. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said earlier, start some basic assembly. Going to adhere the sentiment in place first. Right center, the center, like so. I then have a piece of rickrack that I die cut from Spring Boss cardstock, another one of our new dies. And I'm just going to take a two-way glue pen and apply some adhesive to the back of the die cut. And this will be placed right along the bottom edge of the sentiment, like so. And as I've done before on all my projects, I always allow strips like this to overhang from either side so that I can trim it from the back, which I'm going to do right now. So what I like to do is open up the card, and I take a craft knife, and then from the inside of the front cover, I just go ahead and trim both ends like so. And you end up with it fitting the cover perfectly, just like this. Okay, now I'm just down to my final assembly. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and put a foam dimensional on the back of this flower, the Hawaiian Shores flower that we did earlier, and I'm going to place that right around the A. If you can see right here, the petals are just surrounding that letter A in the sentiment. I'm then going to take this second flower, also with a foam dimensional on the back, and add it just like so. I then am going to apply some adhesive to the back of these spring moss leaves. I didn't die cut these or anything special, they're just hand cut. Applied a little glitter to them. And I'm just going to stick these in place like so. And voila! Completed card.